Alright, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakwadash, giving double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth, to rule well, to the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. I say Shalom. Alright, out here again to prophesy in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi under Great Millstone to the Negro, Latino, and Native American man to come back to their heritage. Alright? So, first off, I want to kick it off with the mark of the beast, alright, which is the RFID chip, you know, and it's going to be implemented soon. Alright, so let me kick it off with Revelations 13. And verse 16. It says, and He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Alright, so it doesn't matter who you think you are in this life. The mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, is going to be coming to you. Alright? And that RFID chip is what they implant inside between your thumb and your index finger. Alright? And that's mainly going to be going out so it can take over your mind, take control of the society. Alright? Right now, if you look at your debit card, it has a little chip. And that little chip is what shows the identification when you go to buy something or buy groceries or pay for gas. That little chip is what is used. If you have a phone, inside your phone you have a SIM card. That SIM card is the exact same chip that's on your debit card. Alright? So if this chip is already set up. Alright, the RFID chip is already set up. So whenever they come with that idol, which is that small RFID chip, when they come to and they present it, all right, the whole system is already set up for you to use it. You see? So that RFID chip is the mark of the beast. All right? So it's going to cause both small and great, rich and poor. It doesn't matter who you are or who you think you are. The RFID chip is going to become a necessity. All right, and that's how Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, the Caucasian man, that's how he's gonna get you, because that chip will become a necessity. You see, you won't be able to buy milk for your children, you won't be able to buy gas for your car, you won't be able to make it to work, you won't even be able to have a job unless you have the mark of the beast. All right, which is not philosophy. You can't buy anything with philosophies, man. If I go to the store right now, or if somebody goes to the store and claims that they're a Christian and they believe in the image of the beast, that doesn't mean that they can buy whatever they want. You see? It's gonna be something physical, because that's how Esau Edom is. Alright? So let me look up the SIM card. Alright, so if you notice, Slovakia, the internet is pretty slow, you know, but right here it shows you what the SIM card looks like. Alright, and that SIM card is the same thing that you put in your phone to give it an identification. Alright, so this is Wikipedia says a subscriber identity module or subscriber identification module, SIM card. Alright, widely known as a SIM card, is an integrated circuit that is intended securely stored. Alright, so that SIM card is an identification marker, and it's unique to every cell phone. So every cell phone has a SIM card, all right? Because every cell phone is unique. You see? So that SIM card identifies who you are. The history that you look up, all the things that you've seen, it identifies with who you are. You see? So it's an identification marker. The same thing as your debit card. Nobody else has that same debit card that you have, all right? And that card that's on there, that chip, is RFID technology. You see? So that RFID technology that you have on your debit card, it also identifies with what you buy, the type of banks that you use, how much money you withdraw throughout the year, throughout the month, how much you pay. All right, it identifies with you. You see? So now imagine a society that is based around RFID chips implanted in people. You don't need a cell phone anymore, because now all you need is just what's it called, a shallow phone. You don't need the SIM card, because now the SIM card is going to identify with your hand. And if it's not your hand, then guess what? It's not going to open up. You see? And same thing with paying things. You go to a cash register, and that RFID chip is going to be unique to only the person that carries it. So when you go pay for chips or drinks, or you go to the movies, or you go pay for groceries, all right, and you use that RFID chip identifies with you. All right, radio frequency identification. All right, and that's what Esau is preparing to set up. You see? So the RFID chip technology is what's coming soon. All right, so it's going to be, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor when that RFID chip hits. All right, because as we know, the stock market, is going to crash, man. This money that Esau has built up, everybody's dumping already. All right, China's trying to dump it, if they haven't already. All right, Venezuela, that's why that thing is going on with Venezuela, because they're trying to dump it. You see, so all these things are happening, and the devil knows that he has but a little bit of time. And who is that devil? Esau, Edom, all right, the so-called white man. That's who the devil really is. It's not talking about a man walking around with horns and a pitchfork. All right, that's not scriptural. It's talking about an actual man. Same thing when it talks about Lucifer. It's not talking about a fallen angel. It never says that in the scriptures. All right, Lucifer is talking about the king of Babylon. All right, in Isaiah 14. That's what it's really talking about. You see? So this devil, all right, same thing with that Yahushua said, who is our Lord and Savior. All right, Yahushua said, give that to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give that to the Most High what belongs to him. All right, so his elect belong to the Most High. And what belongs to Caesar? The carnal things, man. The carnal things belong to Caesar, which is Esau, Edom. All right, you are of your father the devil, which is talking about Esau, Edom. All right, a lot of these people, they are of their father the devil, because they're not following after Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. They're not following the laws, statutes, and commandments. They're not going out to the highways and the hedges. They're not trying to abide by the rules of what the scriptures are. You see? So you are of your father the devil, which means the so-called white man. All right? The Most High is nothing but justice. Justice and perfection. All his ways are judgment. All right? So all his ways are perfect. So is it unrighteous for him to come down and slay the so-called white man? No, man, that's justice for what he did to the Negro, Latino, and the Native Americans. You see? The so-called Latinos, the Mexicans, and the so-called Negroes were both right there when it came to lynching. All right? That was the white man's favorite people to get. The Mexicans and the Negroes, the Latinos. All right? Those were the favorite people for the white man to lynch. The Negroes and the Latinos. All right? So the 12 tribes of Israel are the Negroes. All right? In Deuteronomy 28, the Latinos, from what happened from the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, and the Native Americans. All right? The Hopi, the Apache, all the Native Americans, all our people are from the tribes of Israel. All right? Those are the ones, those are the children of the Most High. The sons of, like it says in it says in... No, I'm sorry, no.
I said, can you take one with me?
No pictures, I'm sorry. But like it says in Deuteronomy, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, those are the true children of the Most High. All right? Those are the true sons of God, like it says in Genesis. That's what it's talking about. The adoption doesn't pertain to everybody. It pertains to Israelites only. You see? That's the same thing that Romans 9 says. This isn't something that I'm just pulling out of the air. This is something straight from the scriptures. You see? So the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, is coming real soon. All right? They're going to replace that with they're trying to go cashless. All right? All over the world, you'll hear it. China's trying to go cashless. New Zealand, Australia. All right? They just presented the mark of the beast, the RFID chip over there in Arkansas. You see? So this devil is getting ready to implement that chip. All right, Jacob's trouble is coming. All right, that's what we're out in the highways and the hedges throughout the four corners of the earth, preaching to the Negro, Latino, and Native American, to the Israelite man, to the Israelite children and women. All right, because these things are gonna come to pass, man. These things we have faith for. These things we know will come to pass because we believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Let me read Revelation 13 and 16 again. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. All right, that word mark in the Greek is Strong's G5480, charagma. All right, the charagma. It says imprinted or carved mark. That's what mark means in the Greek. It means an imprint or a carved mark. I mean, just by thinking about it, something that's carved, all right, you're going to dig into. All right, so that RFID chip digs into your skin, you see? Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. All right, so how can you buy and sell with philosophy? You can't. You can't buy or sell with philosophy, man. All right, and I believe it was HOI or some Israelite camp that had mentioned that the mark of the beast is the image of the beast also. All right, which it goes into, you know, Christianity, Catholicism, all these things go into the image of the beast, but that isn't the mark of the beast, man. All right, because their explanation was because, well, you see the Latinos, how they're not being oppressed, all right, because they haven't received, or they received the mark of the beast, or the Latinos are being oppressed and they haven't received the mark of the beast. But you look in the Latino community, and that's one of the heaviest communities that they have, the Catholicism, all right, the Roman Catholicism, the Christianity, all right, Jehovah's Witness. Those are the things that they go after, man. But they're still in poverty. So it definitely cannot be philosophy. All right, philosophy is not the mark of the beast. So what is the mark of the beast? The scriptures explain, like I read mark. That word mark in the Greek is charagma. Charagma meaning a carved image. All right, something that was carved out. All right, which is what's going to be implemented in the skin. All right, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 threescore and six. All right, and that number 300 threescore and six, which is 600 threescore and six, which is the 666, has been tied into numerous things. One being the Roman Empire, which we know is that wounded head that head that was wounded. All right, so the Roman Empire is here again. All right, the Roman treaty. You see, so the Roman Empire is here again. Babylon the Great is America. All right, making America great again. What a coincidence, right? Babylon the Great is the same thing. You see, so the Roman Empire is back again, which the 600, the 666 mark, the mark of the beast, has been tied into the Roman Empire whenever it was first created, which was it was actually created by Edomites. You You see, that was the empire of the Edomites, all right, which they also came from Greek. The Greek Empire is also the empire of the Edomites. You see? So from there, let me go to Leviticus. Leviticus 19. This is Leviticus 19 and verse 29. Do not. Salakia. Leviticus 19, and I'm gonna start off at verse 27, because you know something simple like verse 27, people still can't do, man. You see, people can't people can't follow it. You see, it's something simple, something easy, something simple for you to do. It shows that not all Israel can be of Israel, man. Not all Israel can be of the elect. You see, but this is Leviticus 19 and 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. All right, and mar means destroy. All right, so don't round the corners of your head. That means get a lineup, which is very, very, very heavy in the Negro and the Latino community. You see, they love getting rounding their heads, man. And that's what the Romans would do. All right, getting lineups. And it says, don't mar your beard. That means destroy. Don't destroy your beard, man. Don't shave. But something simple like don't get lineups and don't shave your beards. Something simple like that, the Negro, Latino, and Native American man can't do. All right? You'll see Gad, which is the natives of America, or of North America. You'll see Gad, and they'll be clean shaved, man. Clean shaved. All right? You'll see what's it called, Issachar, which are the so-called Mexicans. You'll see Issachar, and they'll have everything shaved up except for the mustache. All right, and then you'll see Judah, the so-called Negroes. All right, and they'll have a lineup on their beards. You see, so something simple like don't destroy your beards, people can't do. All right, something simple like don't eat pork, people can't do. All right, so all these things that are coming to the Negro, Latino, and Native American man, and woman and child, these things are very well deserved, man. These calamities and the ones that you're in currently are very well deserved. All right. So now getting to the point, verse 28, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. So the Most High is saying this, man. All right, so let me get that in the blue letter. So that's Leviticus 19 and 28. It says, ye shall not do it. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh. Now, who's the dead? All right, who's already destined to be dead? Esau Edom. Esau Edom is already destined to be destroyed. You see? And that's straight from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, the oppressor. This is Revelations 13 and 10. Or let me start off at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Who are the saints? The Negro, Latino, and Native American elect men. All right, Adawan Ratazal, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. But that's what it's talking about. Who were they oppressed by? The so-called white man. All right, Esau Edom. So Esau Edom oppressed the Negro, the Latino, the Native American, and now you put them into captivity. and now you're oppressing them, and now you're hurting them. All right, and those are the people of the Most High. So he that leadeth into captivity, which is you Edomites, you white people, all right, self-proclaimed, all right, Caucasian men, you're going into captivity. All right, he that killeth with a sword must be killed with the sword. You killed the Negro, Latino, and Native American man with the sword, because that's your blessing. All right, you are to inherit the fatness of the earth. All right, and you will live by the sword. That was your blessing, and that's the blessing that you got. Why do you think Americans, all right, are so advanced with military, are so advanced with weapons? Because that was their blessing. All right, the sword, the gun, the weapon. You see? So this man is the walking dead. He's already set up for destruction, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai had already set it up for this man to be died or to be killed off. All right. First, you're gonna serve in slavery. All right. You're gonna serve in slavery double than what you did to us, and then you will no longer be remembered throughout the earth. All right. That means your seed. That means the men are gonna be killed off. All right. By killing off the men, you can't come back as an Edomite if you kill off the men and you leave the women. All right. If the women are left to serve, the seed comes from man. All right. So if a man, a Negro, a Latino, or a Native American man mixes with a heathen woman, the child is still going to be an Israelite. All right. Because you are your father's seed. All right. You are what your father is. You see? So if you're a Negro, Latino, or Native American man, and you mix with a different woman, all right, say your child comes out looking like a so-called Edomite. For instance, the rapper named Logic. He would look like he would be an Edomite. You look at Logic, and he looks like an Edomite. All right, but Logic is actually an Israelite. His father is from the tribe of Benjamin. All right, he was a Jamaican. So his father was a slave too. All right, and his mother used to be racist to this rapper named Logic. All right, that has no logic in it, but that's what it was, because she would call him a Negro. You see? So going back to Leviticus 19 and 28, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh. All right, so let's look at that word cuttings, which is Strong's H8295. And it says sharat. All right, it means incision or a cut. All right, so you shall not make any incisions or cuts in your flesh. All right, so like tattoos or receiving the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. All right, you have to get an incision in order to get that. You see? So, you know, if I would have known this truth even a year prior, I wouldn't have gotten a tattoo, man. All right? Because we're not supposed to be getting tattoos. All right? But now that we know, we're not supposed to be willingly sinning. You see? That's why the scriptures say, sin not. And I would always get confused when I would read that. All right? In the so-called New Testament. It would say, sin not. Well, what does it mean to not sin if the transgression of the law is sin? All right? So you wouldn't know what sin is without the law. So if they say sin not, but yet all the laws are done away with, that's a controversy, man. That doesn't make sense. It's a paradox. You see? And that's what Christianity is, man. It's a walking paradox. All right, we love everybody, but fuck you. All right, that's exactly what Christianity is, man. It's a walking paradox. Catholicism. All right, Jehovah's Witness. You see, all these things fall into the category of being confusion. You see, and that's all they do. They just confuse people. They just babble on. You see? So we're here in this land, and this land is nothing but confusion, and that's what Babylon means. All right, Babylon the Great. All right, there's great confusion here, man. You see? So, sharat, all right, which means cuttings in the Hebrew. All right, that means an incision. So don't make any incisions. Going back to Revelations 13, all right, that mark of the beast, that will be presented to rich, to the poor, all right, to everybody. You see? So if you call yourself an Israelite, then you know that this definitely goes into the Levitical laws not to take the mark of the beast. All right, because it is the mark of the beast. So going back, it says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead." All right, so Esau is the walking dead. He's going to want you to do that RFID chip. All right, and people like to walk around and scoff and mock because they don't know what's really going on. But hey, like the scriptures say, then will you know that there was a prophet among you. All right, which is what the scriptures are telling you, man, because the RFID chip is coming. All right, that's the mark of the beast. All right, so going back to Leviticus 19 and 28, "You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh," which means incision. All right, which is what that RFID chip is. It says, "Nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh." All right, the Most High saying this. Don't print any marks upon you. What is that word marks? It's Kwai, Strong's H7085. All right, and it says an incision, imprinted, a tattoo, a mark. All right, so both of them are saying don't get an incision, man. All right, that mark is that idol mark. You see, and that little mark is what makes they're gonna do it with an incision. All right, usually it says with a hollow needle. All right, and that's the saint, man. It describes it to the T. All right, another one is in Exodus. In the book of Exodus, it tells you. Let's see. I believe it was 24. Exodus 21, Salakia. Exodus 21, and I'm going to start off at verse 2. "If thou buy an Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out for free, or free for nothing." All right, so that's another reason you guys like to use the scriptures to justify why you put our people into slavery. But the scriptures go against the slavery that you put us in. All right, slavery was a type of work. All right, if you were a slave, if you were a Hebrew, you were a slave to a Hebrew. All right, you had to serve him for a certain amount of time, and then you were free. You were free to go, walk away. All right, unless you loved your master, then you were allowed to go back and serve him forever, for the rest of your life. All right, and that's how it was back then, man. But you wanted to put Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the southern kingdom, and then the northern kingdom. You want to put them into hard oppression, man, and kill them. All right, and the scriptures go against that. They go against killing. You see, murder. All right, thou shalt not kill means thou shalt not murder, man, in cold blood. All right, and that's what you Edomites did. You so-called white men. That's what you did to the Negro, Latino, and Native American. Lynching them, all right? Seeing how sharp your sword was and trying to cut their heads off, trying to cut their bodies in half, trying to cut them in half, vertical and horizontal. All right, punching a woman that was pregnant, that way she would abort her baby, and then getting the baby and smashing it in the rocks. You guys are wicked, all right? And you think that the Most High just let you die off and that was your punishment. No, man. All right, there's justice to everything. All right, people come back to the reincarnation. Coming back to the reincarnation, you're going to suffer. All right, you're going to go into slavery. You're going to see the pain. You see? So it says, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. All right, so if there was a man, the scriptures also say if you steal a man to go into slavery, all right, you're going to be killed, man. You're going to be taken to the judges, and most likely you would be killed. All right, that's how it was back then in the ancient world. You see, which is what you did. The Negroes, all right, from the west borders of Africa, you took them and you put them in slavery. All right, the Latinos, you took them and you put them into slavery. captivity. You see? So you will be found, man, all these things are just building up on you, Esau. All right? All these things are just building up for you to go into slavery, and hard slavery. All right? Double unto you. You see? So it says, if he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she hath borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be the master's, and he shall go out by himself. All right, now the point is verse 5 and 6. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. All right, so that's when that servitude comes in. All right, which I'm going to tie it into the mark of the beast, like the brother Guy Baptist I had done a month ago. You see? It says, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. All right, so what's one of the things if you receive the mark of the beast? One of the things is that you will worship the mark, or you will worship the image of the beast night and day, and you will not have rest. All right, so that's another thing that goes into the mark of the beast, man. Ownership, all right, servitude, being a servant. You see, so you have to learn how to maneuver through the scriptures, all right, and not just through what this society has in place for you, which is money, alcohol, women, all right, drugs, men, all right, lusting after men. All right, that's why this place is so wicked, man. That's why this place has to go. You see? It says, now going back, all right, it says, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. All right, now that word bore is Strong's H 7527, and is ratazai, and it means to bore or pierce. All right, so if you're being Salakia, so if you're gonna be a servant, then you have to be bored with an awl. All right, now let's look at that word awl, which is Strong's H 4836. Ma ratazai. All right, so ratazai is bored. Ma ratazai is an awl. All right, which is an owl or boring instrument. All right, so something to stake you with. All right, which the 666 is the shai stigma. All right, in the Greek, stigma or stigmata meaning to stake or pierce. You see, so the mark of the beast is a physical piercing of the skin. All right, and it's beautiful because everything that Esau Edom does is to go against the Most High. All right, that's why he's the devil, which means an adverse. All right, he's in adversity with the Most High. You see, so he's against him. So those that are against the Messiah are anti-Messiah. All right. So the anti-Messiah is not this one man that's going to come up with a suit. All right. The anti-Messiah is all of y'all that are going against the scriptures. All right. Shaving. That's going against the scriptures. All right. You might say, well, how am I sinning against the Lord if I'm just going against, the Levitical laws? What did Yahushua say in Hebrews chapter, what was it? Hebrews 10. Salaki, let me get it. You know what? Let me get it on the blue letter. It says, I believe it's in Psalms 40. Lo, I come in the volume. Alright, yeah, it's in Psalms 40 and 7. It says, then said I, lo, I come in the volume of a book. It is written of me. Alright, and Yahushua, whenever he was here on earth, he quoted that same precept in the book of Psalms, and in Hebrews 10 and 7, it says, "Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do thy will, O by power." All right, so Yahushua is this whole entire scriptures, man. The whole entire scriptures, from the so-called Old Testament to the Apocrypha to the New Testament, that's Yahushua. All right, he had 360 degrees of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You see, that's why he's the lead Israelite. All right, so Yahushua was not a Greek. Yahushua was not anything else, and he spoke different languages. All right, but his name was in the Paleo Hebrew. All right, the ancient Hebrew, which that's what Paleo means. All right. So going back to Exodus 21, let me read that again from verse 6. "Then his master shall bring him unto the judges," which you can already picture Esau, Edom, capturing our people and taking them to his judges, all right, his wicked judges. "He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever." All right, so you're going to serve this devil, all right, the anti-Messiah. You're going to serve this devil because you're going to take the RFID chip, all right, which the RFID chip is about the size of a grain of rice, all right, and they have an instrument, and all right, that looks like a cross, all right, which also goes into the word stake, you see, and inside the hollowed out tube, that's where they put the RFID chip. And when they put that RFID chip inside somebody's body, all right, they just press down on it, and that RFID chip is pressed in. All right, so that's how they're going to put the RFID chip, by staking you. The same thing that the scriptures are telling you not to do. You see, so this man is nothing but wicked, man. This man already has a plan to be that devil. All right, so the Most High already has the plan set out for him to be and show himself to be that devil. You see, that's why the scriptures say that he was being uncovered. All right, his shame has been seen, because we know who the devil is. All right. So going to Revelations 13 again, in verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." All right, so that mark is the RFID chip. So the RFID chip being pushed in, like I explained in Leviticus, all right, is the way that they're going to be going against the laws of the Most High, all right, which is a sin. All right, and that's how they're going to be presenting that RFID chip, man, by making it a cashless society. All right, and trying to make it seem like it's going to be better. All right, which, you know, they like to say that having that RFID chip is going to bring more, rest to your body, and it's going to give you a lot of benefits, and there's only positive things that could come out of having the mark of the beast. All right, which they don't call it the mark of the beast. All right, but they might as well call it the mark of the beast because everybody already believes it is. You see, but when that time comes, Jacob's trouble, all right, the time of temptation, people are going to be wondering, the people that, man, that's why the scripture is so beautiful, man, because it tells you, in those times of trouble, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. All right, and why is that? Because the people that aren't 100% sure and rooted 100% in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's word, then guess what? They're going to fall out, man. All right, so if they're not rooted in the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, and the mark of the beast is presented, and Jacob's trouble comes, martial law comes, all right, you're trying to go to work, but your job doesn't allow you because you have to have the mark of the beast, and all these things that are going on, you're going to start thinking, well, is it the mark of the beast? Because it's here already, we're not saved, it's been a couple months, it's been a year, it's been 2 years, all right, we don't know how long it's going to take. All right, so all these people are going to be wondering and thinking, and the ones that aren't rooted in the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, they're going to be like, you know what? I don't think it is, man. Honestly. Like, think about it, all right? So we've been presented with it already. We haven't taken it. We haven't been saved. So let's just take it. All right? So people are going to start taking that RFID chip. All right? Radio frequency identification microchip. All right? So from there, let me go to Revelations. verse 1, it says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple, saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of our power, Yahweh, upon the earth. And the first went and poured out the vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the man which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image." All right, so if you worship his image, same thing like Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. If you worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you're going to be doing the work. All right, so if you worship this devil, if you worship his image, if you worship the things he does, then you're going to take the mark of the beast. All right, that's synonymous. You see? So let me go to in the internet. I typed in RFID chip. It says radio frequency identification. All right, that's the RFID. Uses electromagnetic fields to automatically identify and track tags attached to objects. You see, so that's why you have RFID chips on animals. You have RFID chip on animals, that way you can use the GPS and see where he's at, see what he's doing. All right. It says the tags contain electronically stored information. All right, so how many dogs did that dog? You see, how many steps did that dog take? All right, the RFID chip tracks everything you're doing, and that's why it says that the devil is trying to take control of the earth, because when he puts that RFID chip in you, either on your left, your right, whatever hand, whatever part of your body, all right, when you put that RFID chip in there, he's going to be able to track you. He knows it's you. All right, you walk up to a building, that building's not going to open up if it doesn't recognize who you are. All right, say you need to pull out money so you can go buy groceries for your children because they haven't eaten in 5 days. You go to the grocery store, it's not going to open up for you. All right, things are going to become more secure for Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, and trust me, it's not for your benefit. All right, unless you're a Hebrew Israelite that works in the works of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, in the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, then that mark of the beast is a benefit, because we know what comes after it. All right, salvation, which is going to come through the UFOs. All right, the so-called UFOs, unidentifiable flying objects. All right, unidentified to you guys, but to the men of the Lord, those so-called UFOs are the chariots of Israel. All right, then will we look up and our salvation draweth nigh. All right, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is coming back in a cloud, man. You see? So going down on the RFID chip, it says let me see if I can find it. Let's see. RFID chip. All right, it says the RFID chip microchip inventor, all right, the creator of the RFID chip, says people should not take the chip, all right, Dr. Carl Sanders, will leak into the bottom and cause a horrible sore at the implantation site. All right, so that sore that people experience in Revelation is that sore from the RFID chip, you see? Because it says, "And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image." All right, which worshiping the beast and receiving the mark is synonymous, because you're not going to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and not go after the truth and not do the works. All right, so to those men and to those women and those children and those people that receive the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, all right, when the angel comes, he's going to cause it for that RFID chip to start having an effect with your body. You see? Because I learned this in school, and the brother Yabatazai had brought it out the other day. Your body automatically rejects whatever doesn't belong to it. You see? That's why when people do heart transplants, they have to make sure that it's almost identical, all right, and compatible. So whenever it's transplanted, all right, the body doesn't reject it. And there's people that have had lungs surgically removed and put inside them, all right, and those lungs that were put inside them, you know, it seemed like everything was going right, but after a period of time, the body rejected it and they ended up dying. You see? So the body is unique, man. All right? Esau Edom, with all his technology, has not been able to recreate the body's works. You see? The way that the body works. So he's going to implement the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. And the RFID chip, whenever the angel causes it, there's going to be a grievous sore. All right, like we read in the internet, the RFID chip causes those sores. You see? So it correlates with Revelation 16. 16 in verse 2, when it says that a noisome and grievous sore fell upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right, so if you worship his image, you're going to receive the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. If you receive the RFID chip, all right, and you think everything's fine, everything's going well, when that angel comes by, he's going to cause that grievous sore to come by, like I read from RFID chip in the internet. All right, let me read that again. It says, it will leak into the bottom and cause a horrible sore at the implantation site. All right, so that correlates perfectly, what's that word? Correlates, kind of correlates with the scriptures perfectly, man, to the T. All right, so the scriptures are letting you know these things, more specifically to his elect, the Most High's elect. That's who he's out here talking to. All right, so when Jacob's trouble comes, you know. All right, so from there, let me go to the book of what was it? Daniel 12. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. You see, so who are the children of the Most High? All right, we can read that in Luke chapter 3. All right, so it's Luke chapter 3. And it says, Luke chapter 3, and I'm going to start off at verse 23. And Yahushua himself began to be about 30 years of age, being, as was supposed, the son of Joseph, which was the son of Heli. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, the bloodline and the seed comes down from man. All right, so let me look up the word seed on the blue letter to further explain that the man identifies whether you're an Israelite, all right, or whether you're a heathen. You see, so the man identifies that, the woman doesn't. There could be a Israelite woman that mixes herself with an Edomite man. That child is going to be an Edomite. You see, because it's from the seed of the father. So Tia and Tamara, those two women are actually from a white man. All right, so if that man is an Edomite, those two women are actually Edomites as well. All right, so you're going to have a bunch of scoffers and mockers out here that are going to be going against the truth. All right, but the truth will always stand. You see, and the truth is that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has only loved Israel. Alright? So let me look up the word seed. Let me put seed of David, even better. Seed of David. Alright. Alright, so this is 2 Samuel chapter 22 and verse 51. Alright, so Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Let me start off at 50. Therefore I will give thanks unto thee, O Yahweh, among the heathen, and will sing praise unto thy name. Alright, that's that new song that the brothers are preaching, are singing. Alright, the scriptures. Something that we haven't done in a very long time. You see? So coming out to the highways and the hedges preaching is singing unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. We're singing that new song. We're preaching the righteous words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see? So, and we're doing that amongst the heathen, all right, the other nations. It says, verse 51, he is the tower of salvation for his king. All right, he is the tower of salvation for his king. All right, and showeth mercy to his anointed. All right, so his anointed is Israel. All right, and our king is Yahushua. Also, we had King David. You see, it says, it says, and showeth mercy to his anointed, unto David, and to his seed forevermore. All right, so it's going to be in Israelites. You see, so seed. We'll go into that word seed, which is zarai. All right, Strong's H 2233, and it says seed sowing offspring. You see, so offspring, a sowing, a seed, a semen, virile, virile, offspring, descendants, posterity, children of moral quality, sowing time. All right, but it's talking about sperm. You see, let's see. Offspring, descendants, posterity, and children. All right, so the seed of David. All right, so you have to be an Israelite man through the seed of the man, not through the woman. The woman just carries the baby. You see, she's a vessel. You see, it'd be like the man that puts the water in a vase. All right, that vase, is that vase important? In a sense, because it carries. But who really put that water in there? The man. All right, so the seed of man is the same way. Using an analogy to not be too descriptive, you see. But when a man lies with a woman and the seed is sowed, all right, the child will be of the father, not the woman. All right, so this thing so-called mixed races, there is no mixed race. All right, either you're an Israelite, either you're an Edomite, either you're Ammonite, Moabite, Hamite, all right, according to the scripture. You see? So, going back to logic, all right, his father is a Benjamite, all right, which comes from the tribe of Benjamin, Salakia. All right, he's a Benjamite, all right, which are the Jamaicans. All right, so even though logic was born in the USA, America, all right, United States of America, he's considered an Israelite man. All right, so if he's an Israelite man, same thing with Paul. All right, same thing with the apostles. If they were born in Rome, they would call themselves Romans to their benefit. All right, not because they were prideful and they were like, yeah, I'm an American. No, man, we would call ourselves American to our advantage. Same thing with the apostles. They call themselves Roman to their advantages. You see? So, even though he was born here, even though he looks like an Edomite, that's the confusion of face, man. All right? Which a lot of people like to bring out that scripture that their faces will no longer be ashamed or wax pale. All right, and that's very much true in the kingdom. In the kingdom, we're not gonna have any Israelites being like they are now, man. All right, Israel will be holy. You see, same thing with and you can tell Israel by their spirit, man. All right, so you have these Mexicans, you see, and you have Mexicans that are born in California. All right, if you don't speak fluent Spanish, and you don't know of their customs, and you don't know their ways and things that they do certain things, all right, they're gonna call you a pocho, or they're gonna call you Chicano. All right, they're gonna call you different things, saying, okay, you call yourself Mexican, but you're not like us. All right, so they're excluding them. Same thing that happened in Israel. All right, you have Jephthah. When Jephthah was born, he was born of a whore or a strange woman. All right, so his father slept with a whore, and he had Jephthah through her. All right, and then through his wife, he had his other children. Well, when his other children grew up, all right, Jephthah was the elder, but they kicked Jephthah out of the house. They were like, man, you're not going to inherit my father's house. All right, why would you inherit it if you came from a strange woman? All right, get out of here. So Jephthah was scared, and he ran. All right, he left. But that just goes to show how Israel has always been. All right, Israel has always pushed away, even though they're of the same seed. If they look slightly different, they'll start criticizing on Israel. All right, in Mexico they have a saying: the Mexican's biggest enemy is another Mexican. All right, which is very much true if you integrate it with Israel. Israel's worst enemy is Israel itself. All right, because we have a lot of Israelites that are going after the ways of the heathen. All right, we have a lot of Israelites that are trying to be like the heathen. You see, that's why it says, envy not thou your oppressor. All right, so we're not supposed to be envying our oppressors. All right, which people do. All right, so people like to say that the Latino, the natives, they're not Israel. All right, because Mexico has their own land. Well, if you go to the west borders of Africa, all right, there's a lot of Israelites in Africa still, and there's a lot of tribes and lands that belong to Israelites. All right, does that mean that they're not Israelites? No, man. You see, so these people's logic is dumbed down on purpose. You see, these people's logic has been, or their eyes have been closed by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's on purpose. All right, so it's a fearful thing to fall in the hand of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see, so he's gonna put that blindfold on you, and you're gonna end up receiving the mark of the beast, man. All right, and not until everything comes to pass and you've been through hell, all right, and you see the salvation, because they say that scriptures say that the salvation is gonna be strange, man. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is gonna call out, all right, and he's gonna say, "Come out of her, my people." All right, I believe that's in. Yeah, I can't remember. That's Revelations. It's in Revelations. I can't remember where though. All right, but let me see. Come on, it's Revelations 18:4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." All right, so what is that talking about, man? Come out of her, my people. All right, who are the Most High's people? You see, to prove that the Most High's people are the Negro, Latino, and Native American man, we'll go back to Exodus, where he has mentioned that Israel is his people. You see, I'm gonna save this one, Exodus 6, and then I'm gonna get book of Isaiah, 45. Bear with me, I'm trying to find this one, Connors, this one, and let me get which one was it? John 3 and 16. Alright, which a lot of people like to bring out John 3 and 16, but they don't have any understanding of what it really means. Alright, so this is John, and I'm going to start off at 14. So this is John 3 and 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Alright, so the crucifixion of Yahushua HaMashiach had to happen. Alright. It says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Alright, so eternal life means forever. You see? So if you believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you will obtain eternal life. Alright, but it's not just having faith. Alright? Just like Abraham had faith, but he had works to come along with it. You see? So verse 16, John 3 and 16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Alright, so now people like to use that to say everybody's saved, but not everybody's saved. Alright, so we go to Isaiah 45 and 17, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Alright, so Israel is that world without end. Israel is that salvation that the scriptures talk about. All right. So to further prove that, I'm gonna go to Romans, the book of Romans. Chapter 9 and verse 1, I say the truth in Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness with the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. All right, so the Israelites are the ones that pertain to these things, man. It says, to whom pertaineth the adoption. All right, so not everybody's saved. All right, you have to be an Israelite man to be adopted into this truth. All right, into the covenants, you see. And the glory of the covenants, you see, and the glory and the covenants. So the glory only goes to Israelite men. All right, John 3 and 16 says that everybody's saved, but then you go back to Isaiah 45 and 17, and it tells you that Israel is the one that's everybody. All right, Israel is that world without end. You see, so now you go back to Romans 9, which is in so-called New Testament, and it tells you that Israel is the only one that can get adopted. Israel is the only one that can obtain salvation. You see? So it says, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. All right? So there's no adopting Jews of Edomites. Not everybody's saved. You see? So it comes down to the people that were casted out. All right? The ones that are said to not be his people are the ones that are going to end up being his people. You see? That's what the scriptures say. It says, and the glory and the covenants. You see, so the covenants pertain to who? Israelites. See, the covenant doesn't mean everybody's saved under, oh, I have faith in the Messiah. All right? Faith is an action word. Love is an action word. You see? So that's, the love pertains to the Israelites. You see? So it says, and the giving of the law, so that means that they're judges. You see? Because if you're a judge, in the book of Judges, they were judges because they kept the law of the Most High. All right? So if you're a judge, you're an Israelite man, because only to the Israelite man were the laws given to. Not to you heathen. All right? You heathen do not have the laws. And even if you wanted to follow the laws, you can't. It's not in your blood. It's not in your DNA. The Most High did not give it to you. He only gave it to the Negro, Latino, and Native American man. You see, it says, and the service of our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and the promises. What's the biggest promise that we're waiting for? Deliverance. All right? Another one, Jacob's trouble. Another one, the mark of the beast. All right? Another one, Third World War. You see, so all these things are going to come to pass because they've been promised to us by Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right? So from there, let me go to the book of Psalms chapter 1, and I'm going to start off at verse 1. Why do the heathen rage, and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. All right, so these heathen rage because now the truth is coming out. These heathen rage because they know that the adoption, they know that the deliverance does not apply to them. You see? It says, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. All right, so he's going to laugh at you. And he is laughing at you because you're the walking dead. All right? It's not these zombies that you see on TV. All right? It's actually you. You are the walking dead because you're destined for destruction. It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex. All right? Vex them in his sore displeasure. So he's displeased. All right? So imagine your father telling you, I'm displeased with who you've become. It hurts, right? Now imagine the Most High, all right, the one that creates everything, telling you, I am displeased with the actions that you've taken. That's going to cut you to the heart. It says, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. All right, Yahushua. And I will declare the decree Yahweh hath said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. All right, now where did we hear that? In the New Testament. Yahushua. Yahushua was the begotten. All right, Yahushua was an Israelite. So all these things pertain to Israelites. The Messiah coming out, Israel. All right, John 4 and 20 on down. All right, it says salvation is of the Jews. Who are the Jews? The name Judah, all right, which is the leader of the 12 tribes, which goes back to Yahweh Yam, all right, Judas or Jews, which is Yahweh Yam, all right. That means the 12 tribes of Israel. You see, because we were all going to be joined unto one stick, all right, and having that board is prophecy. All right, like the Elder Tahar always says, having this board is part of the prophecy and part of being the elect. All right, if you don't have this board, you're not part of the elect. If you don't believe in this board, you see, because that's all part of being the elect. All right, that's one of the prophecies, joining two sticks into one. All right, and that word stick means board. All right, which that's what that is, man, the board. It says, ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. All right, so who are the heathen? Other nations. So who does the possession belong to? Israel. All right, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. That's to whom pertaineth the adoption. That's to whom pertaineth the glory, the covenants. All right, that's to whom pertaineth everything. All right, so the scriptures let you know that the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American are the only ones that can inherit the world. All right, like it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. All right, so what follows after Esau? Jacob. So who's the end of the world? Esau. Who's in control? The so-called Jewish. All right, ish meaning sort of or kind of. All right, so the Jewish, all right, the Amalekites, which are Edomites. All right, those Amalekites out there in Israel are Edomites. All right, those aren't the true Jews. All right, those are the ones that say they are Jews. They speak blasphemous words saying that they're Jews but are not. You see? So the salvation is of Israel. You know? It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. All right, so it doesn't matter what these heathen think that they are or who they think they are. The Most High is going to come down and take vengeance for the Negro, Latino, and Native American man, all right, and he's gonna cast you out. You see? So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is gonna take possession of the world. All right, that's what Jacob's blessings come in. It says, "Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth." All right, we just read who the laws belong to: Israel. There's a book of Judges, all right? And all those men are Israelite men and Israelite women, Israelite people. So when Yahushua said that this is not written in your law that ye are gods, it doesn't mean all of you are gods, all right? It's talking about Israel. Yashar Allah, meaning he is a prince of power. Prince of power. Who is the Most High? He is the high power, all right? So being a prince of the Most High power makes you a god. That's why the Lord said, did I not say that ye are gods? All right, so that goes to the Negro, Latino, and Native American man. That's why you see a bunch of people copying their cultures. That's why you see a lot of people trying to dress like them, talk like them. For that same reason that they are the salt of the earth. That's why you see that the people can't dance like Judah, the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Americans. They don't have their feet. They don't have their rhythm. For that reason, they are the salt of the earth. They are the people of the Most High. All right? And I don't believe I finished reading Luke. All right, so let me go back to Luke chapter 3 to prove that the gods is talking about the Israelite men. All right? So Luke chapter 3. And I'm just going to jump down to verse 36, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Arphaxad, which was the son of Sem, which was the son of Noah, which was the son of Lamech, which was the son of Methuselah, which was the son of Enoch, which was the son of Jared, which was the son of Malaleel, which was the son of Canaan, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. You see? So the sons of God is not talking about angels rebelling against the Most High. Why else would the prayer say, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven? All right? And the angels are not given into marriage. What is marriage? Genesis 40 and 20. All right? Isaac took his woman, took her to his mother's tent, and she became his wife. Now what does that mean? That means Isaac slept with his woman, and that's how you become husband and wife, by sleeping with each other. It doesn't mean you gotta put a ring on a woman. All right, that's nowadays custom. All right, those aren't customs that the scripture talks about. You see, and I always wondered when I was a little kid, where does it say in the scriptures? Because I've never heard it. For a man to put a ring on the what is that finger called? On the ring finger. So why does a man always put a ring on the ring finger of a woman and the woman on the man, and then that makes them married? Where is that in the scriptures? All right? It doesn't say it, man. All right? Because a man becomes married to a woman through nature, from what Yahweh Hashem Yahushai created. All right? And that is through sexual intercourse. See? That is how they're married. So the son of, and Adam, the son of God, all right, those are the sons of the Most High. That lineage that I talked about, all right, going all the way to Israel, and from Israel spread, Israel being Jacob, all right, Jacob being Israel, then it's split up to 12 tribes, all right, 12 different tribes, you see. So these men out here on this board are the true children of the Most High. Those are the only ones that can repent. Those are the only ones that can seek that salvation. You see, because it was only given unto them. Unto them was it given. It wasn't given to anybody else. All right, out of all the nations of the earth, only you have I known, is what the Most High says. And it's talking about Israel. What's going on there? No. So Israel is the Negroes, Latinos, and the Native Americans. Let me tell you something real quick. Do you identify yourself with any of these people? Are you a so-called Mexican, or are you a so-called Mexican? You know you come from the tribe of Issachar?
What you preaching?
The scriptures. Come from the tribe of Issachar. That's one of the tribes of Israel. Only Israel can seek that salvation. All right, I read it in Romans 9. If you want, I can read it again.
No, keep going.
It tells you in Romans 9 that only Israel has the adoption. Only Israel has the laws. All right. Have you noticed how the Negroes or the Latinos or the Native Americans, how they have a certain way of dancing? Do you see that in any other culture? They don't have it, right? The scriptures say that you are the salt of the earth. All right, you have that flavor, and only Israel has it. All right, they say that the Negroes are the so-called African American, but you go to Africa, and a lot of those Africans, they're Hamites. They can't dance like the Negroes. The Negroes have a special, they're special people. All right, and in Deuteronomy 28, it tells you that our people were going to go into captivity. All right, you go to the Aztecs, the Mayans, all of those people, they all went into captivity. All right, the Negroes, they went into captivity. The Native Americans, they all went into captivity. So those are the true children of the Most High. All right, so going back to Psalms chapter 2 and verse 10, be wise now therefore, O ye kings, and be instructed, ye judges of the earth. All right, so there's a book called the Book of Judges. And in that Book of Judges is nothing but Israelite men. Israelite men from the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Gad, from the tribe of Judah. All right? They're Israelite men. Those are the judges. Now, to be a judge, what do you need? You need the laws, right? You need laws to abide by. How can you judge somebody for jaywalking if there's no law for that? You see? So it tells you in Romans 9 that the laws are given to Israel. Let me read that again. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse 3. For I could wish that myself for a curse for Mashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption. All right, there's no adoption of any other nation but Israel. And the glory and the covenants. All right, so the old covenant, the covenant of circumcision, the laws, the statutes, the commandments, are the Most High being our only power. So it says covenants. So that's the old covenant. The new covenant is the blood of the Messiah, right? He died for us. Why did he die for us? Because we were the lost sheep. All right, same thing that the scriptures say. Go not into the way of the Gentiles or into the way of the Samaritans, but rather go to the lost sheep of the tribes of Israel. All right, so it's talking about the Negro, Latino, and Native American men. All right, so they would be all joined together. All right, so that's here in America. America the Great, Babylon the Great. Make America great again. All right, that's what they're trying to do. It says, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the services of our power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the promises. What's one of the promises that we're waiting for? Deliverance, right? For the Most High to come back and deliver us. All right, that's what the Aztecs believed in. Quetzalcoatl. They said that Quetzalcoatl was their god, and he would come back and he would deliver them. All right, you ever seen the movie Blood In, Blood Out? In Blood In, Blood Out, the two, that older brother, and he's talking to his younger brother, and he tells him Quetzalcoatl's coming back to deliver the raza. All right, it's really talking about the Lord. The same thing. All right, and in the kingdom of heaven, the Aztecs and the Mayans believed in it too. The Golden City. When the conquistadors came over here, they were scavenging everywhere for the Golden City. Where is the Golden City? But in Revelations, it lets you know the Golden City is actually the kingdom of heaven. You see? Just proving that the Israelites are the people of the Most High. All right, so this is Revelations chapter 21 and 12, and it had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. All right, so in the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna have 12 gates. All right, 3 in the north, 3 in the south, 3 in the east, and 3 in the west, and each one is of the names of the children of Israel. All right, so if you're a Hamite from Africa, which door are you going to walk in? None of them, because your name is not on them. All right, it's only talking about the children of Israel. It says, on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. All right, so the kingdom of heaven is going to be made out of pure gold, which is what the ancient Aztecs, the ancient Mayans, that's what they believed in. A city of gold, because they were spiritual. They were talking about the kingdom of heaven coming down. It's a kingdom of gold. But the conquistadors, the white man, when he came over here, he was thinking, okay, well maybe it's a real place, because he wants his money. All right, Esau Edom is the so-called white man. All right, in the scriptures it tells you that Esau is the end of the world. Who owns the banks? The white man. All right, the Rothschild, which is a Jewish people, the Rothschild have 500 trillion worth of dollars.